if you're over 50 or 60, and the phone, it just doesn't ring anymore. Not like it used to. Your circle is thinning out. The weekends, just quiet. But you aren't failing. No, you've just reached that age where your mind, it stops tolerating the noise. I used to think being alone was a hole in my life, but now, this silence, it feels like wealth. Most people, they're just running from a quiet room, running from themselves. But eventually, you wake up, you stop chasing, and you start protecting the peace. But tonight, let's talk about why having fewer friends is the biggest luxury I've ever had. When I was young, they told us the same thing over and over. The more people around you, the happier you are. That's what they said. More parties, more friends. Like a crowded calendar meant you were someone. But I look back now and I see it differently. Many of those people, they weren't really walking with me. They were just there for the convenience, for the habit of it. After 50, 60, something shifts. You just get tired. Not bitter, no. Just tired of the pretending. Tired of the shallow talk. The performance of it all. I started noticing that after some visits, I felt heavier, more drained. It's not loneliness. It's an awakening. You finally start to realize your energy. It's not a bottomless well anymore. Every relationship has a price tag. When I was 30, I didn't mind paying it. I'd give my time for excitement and my energy for a bit of belonging. But now, the price has gone up. Now, a draining conversation. It costs me a whole afternoon. An unnecessary obligation. It steals my actual strength. Sometimes I'd rather just stay home and look at the garden. I remember a friend of mine, a doctor, sharp woman. And when she retired, she was so afraid of being invisible. So she said yes to every lunch, every single one. One day we were sitting there and she looked at me and said, "I don't even like these people. I think I just missed the distraction." That stayed with me. We confuse noise with connection. We really do. And at 80, I can tell you, they are not the same thing at all. I noticed something when the house got quiet. Other people, they seemed uncomfortable around me. They'd ask, "Aren't you bored? Don't you want to go out?" But solitude, it isn't empty. It's where you recover. For the first time in decades, really, I can hear my own thoughts. No pressure to entertain, no expectations, just space. Luxury changes as you get older. It's not about the loud restaurants or the big events anymore. Honestly, a morning where the only sound is the kettle in the kitchen, and knowing that nobody needs anything from me for a few hours, that's the greatest thing I own. People call it isolating. I call it protecting. Some doors don't close because of anger. They close because you've become wise enough to know who is allowed to interrupt your peace. My energy, it's precious now. I don't have much to waste. And that changes how you look at people. You start to see that not every invitation deserves a yes. Not every old friendship needs to be dragged into the future. That's why we disappear sometimes. We older folks, It's not that we hate people. It's just that we finally understand boundaries. I find myself asking, who brings calm when they walk in the room? And who leaves me feeling empty? Every hour you spend with the wrong person, it's an hour you'll never get back. At my age, protecting your peace, it isn't selfish. It's how you survive. There's a freedom in being alone that no one tells you about. It's the freedom of having no audience, no role to play. Most of my life, I was defined by my labels. The provider, the parent, the one people called when things broke. But those identities, they get heavy after 70 years. One by one, I've been taking them off, slowly, quietly, until what's left is, well, just me. It's a bit scary at first, to not be needed in the same way, but peace. It doesn't come from being needed by everyone. It comes from being comfortable with yourself. When you don't need the applause or the approval, other people's opinions, they just don't have the same grip on your mood. It's a rare place to get to, but it's a good place. So, if your house is a bit quieter today, don't worry. Not every loss is a tragedy. Sometimes it's just a correction, a bit of protection from the universe. Don't fear the empty calendar. I've seen people in crowded rooms who are lonelier than I am sitting here by my window. They're still running from the silence. Maybe this chapter wasn't meant to be loud. Maybe it was meant to be cleaner, more honest. The greatest success I've found in the second half of my life is finally becoming someone who isn't afraid of the quiet. If this made sense to you, just leave a note. Write worth it in the comments. And if you like these little talks about aging and peace, well, stay a while. Subscribe. We're building a small place here for those of us who are done chasing the noise. I'll see you in the next one.